Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I am going to call the agenda for the regular meeting of the zoning administrator for the city of San Clemente to order. My name is Cecilia Gallardo Daly, and I am the zoning administrator. The first item on the agenda is to receive and file the minutes of the zoning administrator meeting of April 22, 2021. So received and filed. The next item on the agenda is oral and written communication. Members of the audience may address the zoning administrator on any item within the jurisdiction of the zoning administrator that is not on the agenda. The zoning administrator is not permitted to discuss or take action on items that do not appear on the agenda. For items on the agenda, speakers can submit their comments on agenda items to the zoning administrator electronically. Material may be emailed to www.san-clemente.org/ZA public comment, all one word. So it looks like at this time, I don't have any one wishing to speak during oral and written communication. So we'll move on to the next section on the agenda, which is public hearings. The public hearing process will include a staff presentation, a presentation by the applicant not to exceed 10 minutes, and public testimony not to exceed 3 minutes per speaker. Following closure of the public hearing, the zoning administrator will respond to questions raised during the hearing, discuss the issues, and act upon the matter by motion. So we do have one public hearing item today, and it is a minor exception permit for the property located at 113 West Avenida Cadiz. And we'll have our staff planner, Stephanie Rojas, give us a presentation on this item. Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Cecilia, and good afternoon, everyone. The project site is located in the residential low zone within the coastal zone overlay district. The existing residence is about 1,100 square feet. It consists of a single-story home and a detached non-conforming garage for one car. The residence is legal non-conforming. Its side yard setback is about 3 feet along the east side, and the zone requires a 4-foot side yard setback. The applicant proposes to add about 500 square feet to the home. The proposed addition is single story. It would be added behind the home, and it would continue the same footprint and the same setback line as the existing home. Staff recommends approval of the project for the following reasons. First, the addition is located in the rear of the property. The addition is about 13 feet measured to the top of the roof ridge. The addition maintains a similar height and roof line consistent with the existing home. Overall, the proposed addition cannot be viewed from the public right-of-way. Second, exterior changes are proposed to the building elevations and front yard. These exterior improvements substantially enhance the property's curb appeal. It softens the front yard aesthetics, decreases the site's non-conforming front yard coverage, and overall it brings the site into further compliance with the city's landscape standards. And last, the addition complies with all relevant sections of the zoning code. The project meets the requirements to allow the expansion of a non-conforming building and to maintain the existing non-conforming side yard setback. For these reasons, staff recommends the zoning administrator adopt the attached resolution approving the minor exception permit with conditions of approval. This concludes staff's presentation. I do want to mention that the architect Matt Gamau, as well as the property owner Heather Son, is also present and available to answer any questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Great presentation, very thorough report and exhibits. I don't have any follow-up questions for you. So I'll turn it over to the applicant team now and see if either Matthew and or Heather would like to address the zoning administrator on this item.
We just want to say as a team, thank you for taking the time to review our project so carefully. And I think you said it better than we could. So we're happy to answer any questions that may arise and look forward to working with the city further on the project.
Okay, great. Thank you, Matthew. All right. At this time, I am going to open the public hearing. Stephanie, do you have any speaker slips on this item?
I do not have any speaker slips, but for the public record, I do want to disclose that the neighbor at 111 Avenida Cadiz, so that's the property closest to the non-conforming side yard setback, did reach out to me and did have specific questions about the project, but did, after those questions were answered, did not wish to submit a official public comment letter.
Okay, great. Thank you for that clarification and information. And I have not received any speaker slips on this item. So at this time, I will close the public hearing. I don't have any follow-up questions for either staff or the applicant. The exhibits provided were very detailed as to the proposed changes to the structure and the minor exception request. The continuation of a legal non-conforming side yard setback up to within 30 inches of the property line is allowed in the zoning ordinance with a minor exception permit. And the zoning code also permits an expansion for non-conforming single-family dwellings smaller than 1,400 square feet to be expanded by 50% or greater. And in addition, the proposed project would modify exterior walls less than 50%. Therefore, the project may maintain that existing non-conforming side yard setback. The proposed landscaping that is that will accompany the improvements will enhance the overall property and project. So after reading through the staff report, looking through the site photos and conditions and reading the conditions of approval and the findings, I am able to make the findings for approval of the minor exception permit. With respect to the minor exception permit, the approval of the minor exception permit will not interfere with the purpose of the zone or the standards of the zone. Aside from the minor exception requested, the project meets all development standards for the zone, including maximum lot coverage and maximum allowed height. Neighboring properties will not be adversely affected as a result of the approval of the minor exception permit. The continuation of the non-conforming setback is for an addition to increase living space that's at the rear of the property and can't be viewed from the public right-of-way. The approval of the minor exception permit will not be detrimental to health, safety, or welfare. And the proposed minor exception permit is necessary for the general appearance of the project to be in character with the neighborhood. The scale and massing of the proposed expansion are in character with the development of the neighborhood. The project does maintain the density of the property as a single-family residence, and it also maintains the single-story roof line with the proposed expansion in a neighborhood with 1- and 2-story homes. So with that, I will determine that the project is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to CEQA guidelines section 15301, class 1, existing facilities. And I hereby approve resolution ZA 21-013, the minor exception permit 20-389 for the Sohn addition, subject to the conditions of approval. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Matthew, and thank you, Heather.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck with your project. Okay, moving on to the next item on the agenda, new business. Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, old business. There's no old business to cover. So this meeting is adjourned. I'll adjourn this meeting to the next regular meeting of the zoning administrator to be held on Thursday, June 3rd, 2021 at 3 p.m. via teleconference, as the May 20th, 2021 meeting has been canceled due to a lack of business. And that concludes the zoning administrator meeting for today. Thank you.